Hello wonderful people, it's Loretta. Welcome back to my channel. So I am here with block number 8 of my 24 blocks for my Grand Tour themed Crazy Quilt. I had a little more trouble with this one than I thought I was going to. I mean, I know it went fast, but I basically just worked on it for like 3 days straight. And but I actually had some issues. I had something completely different up here in this corner, and I literally ripped all the stitches out. But I injured a tendon or something in my leg, and so I was seated for many hours, and I just worked on this until it was done. So anyway, without further ado, we will get started. So up here in this corner, I made a little circle out of some fabric that, there's 2 different fabrics actually, and I sewed them together, but they both had print on them, like the old-fashioned print. So it was kind of like a postcard in a way, I guess. And then I put this butterfly in the middle. This butterfly is from Roseanne when we did our swap. And then did a buttonhole stitch around it with some seed beads, and then I did some sequins. And then, honestly, I'm going to be as honest as I can with you. This little piece of pink lace right here, I just threw on there to cover up the mistakes that I had made previously, because I had drawn out an embroidery thing to do on there, and when I cut all the stitches out, you could still see some of the pencil. So I was like, uh-oh. I was kind of in a panic. But this is, this is the great thing about Crazy Quilts, is that you can cover up mistakes and recover your block. So anyway, I put down this little piece of lace, and it just looks random. It doesn't look like it's deliberately trying to cover up pencil marks from an idiot. So anyway, and then I did these little puffy flower things, kind of like a waterfall cascading, and I made them go down through the whole quilt down to here, so that it would look continuous, So here I did a Cretan stitch with some little pink size 11 seed beads in there. And then this is some cream shibori silk ribbon that I had, and so I put in some seed beads, some flower beads, and some sequins, and I put this little cameo that I got at, I think it was Joann's, it might be Tim Holtz. It came in a pack of 3, and there were like a mom, a dad, and a young girl. So I just chose the man because I thought, maybe this is this woman who's on tour. She either met this French guy and fell in love, and so now he's part of her memories, or that maybe this is the guy she left behind when she went on the Grand Tour. Who knows? And down here I did just some, I think this is a feather stitch with some lazy daisies, and I did some flowers. And then over here is the thing that inspired the whole quilt, which are these antique gloves. Of course I went the wrong way. So this piece of lace that I put here at the top, I tried to just make it look like it was part of the glove, or maybe it was part of a collar, and it is ancient. It came off of, I actually got it at an antique mall, but the woman whose booth it was had written a little note with this, and it's a piece of trim, I don't know, maybe 12 inches long, saying that it had come off of a dress from like the 1880s or something, so it is super old. So and then I put down this fairly big piece of lace across here before I put this down, to kind of tone down this very big and dark bold fabric here. And then just did this little piece of lace there. This is costume jewelry that came off of something. I don't remember what it was. So this one is very girly. It's very feminine, and you know, probably my only complaint about it, I deliberately did this dark sequence here because everything down here is so dark, and so the whole it was like the whole block was bottom heavy, because you know, I mean, this might look dark on the camera, but it's really not. It's like a kind of like a dusty mauve color. So I didn't really have anything to balance it, so I put these dark sequins on purpose, and I used this dark thread here on purpose to try to take away from the bottom being quite so dark. Anyway, so that's block number 8. I really like this block. I didn't think I was going to like this block. I was very angry at it for a couple of hours. But anyway, this is going to be block number 9. So this is Notre Dame. And this is, I think, some Tim Holtz fabric here. And this is some hand-stamped fabric here. This is some damask up here. Otherwise, everything else in this block is cotton. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with this block. This is kind of, most of the blocks I kind of have an idea when I start, like, you know, when I show you the next block on here, I kind of already have an idea of stuff I'm going to do, but this one I really don't. Partly because this fabric is so busy, but I don't want to really cover any of it up because I actually kind of like everything that's going on. So, I mean, I know I'll definitely do something along the seam, but I'm not really sure what else I'm going to do. But anyway, so this will be block number 9. And this is actually the first block I've done that didn't have any blue. There's no blue anywhere in it. There is some dark gray, and I'm going to go with that, but there's no blue. So, just a real quick look back at the other blocks. If you haven't seen a detailed video on these other blocks, there are videos up for every one of them. So you may go back and see them. Please like and subscribe or comment if you have any questions or just anything at all, because the commenting and liking, of course, helps my channel where the algorithms are concerned. So anyway, and one more. So yeah, this was the one I did last time. So anyway, so that's block number 9, and then this one is for next time. So real quick, I have one other thing. I have a question for you guys, actually. If you hang on one second. So I did the unthinkable. I cut up a quilt. This is actually my grandmother's quilt. I have several quilts made by my grandmother, so I didn't feel too horrible about it, but it was very hard for me to do. So this is a 6-pointed star that she made, gosh, I know, back in the 50s. And it was a small twin size that she had made for my grandpa's bed, because at the time, you know, they were older, they didn't sleep in the same bed anymore, or neither one of them would get any sleep. So anyway, and it was just the right size for my mother. So when my grandmother passed away, she gave it to my mom. So my mom was in a wheelchair, and so she had a hospital bed, and this actually fit perfect on the hospital bed. And so it was, you can see the pink around the edges, so every other block was just a solid pink, and then these. Well, the solid pink, I don't know what kind of fabric she used, but it was falling apart. Like, it had holes in it. And these two are also getting, I don't know if I have them in here. Yeah, but you can see, you know, you can practically put your finger in there, right? So this was starting to happen to a couple of the blocks, like this one. You can see the batting. And I just thought, to myself, and this is amazing. I still have a whole couple yards of this fabric stashed downstairs, which I just think is very, very, very cool. I kind of looked through them to see if I had any other fabric. This one shows up in my Sunbonnet Sue that she made me. But I think that was the only one that I actually still have like yardage left, was that particular one. Anyway, so I thought, this is just, it's only going to get worse. The wear and tear and washing and whatever, although you really shouldn't wash your quilts. I mean, you should wash your quilts, but see, look here. But I wash mine on gentle cold water, so it gets very little agitation, and then I air dry them, or I lay them out in the yard, or over a blanket, or I put them on the line or something like that, because the heat and the agitation from the wash and the heat from the dryer is what causes this kind of stress on your seams, of course, but also some of it is just age. I mean, the fabric's not going to last forever. So, like this one's got a stain on it. So I thought, okay, I am going to try to make something else out of these blocks. Here's one that's ripping. So my question to you is, what do you think I should do with them? So they are, I don't know if I've got a tape measure laying around here anywhere. Let me see. So they are about, I don't know, 7 inches long by 6 inches wide. They are not perfectly square. They're kind of oblong, which is weird. I mean, you can see where, she's got this on the corners, but I honestly don't know how she came up with an oblong block. But anyway, so, I mean, obviously they're too small to use, like, I mean, I guess I could do a very small little fabric book, and in fact, there's probably enough blocks here. I could make a couple of really small fabric books for some of my cousins. There's probably enough here I could do that with, but they're not really big enough for me to do. Like, I don't know how to do like the teddy bears, that kind of thing that people do. I could sew 2 of them together and make a little bit bigger journal cover, like that. But I just was curious if any of you guys had any ideas, like, and if you do you have, can you put the link below to any videos showing how to use these, or maybe a link to a website that has a pattern to, I don't know, make maybe Christmas ornaments or something out of them. But like I said, there's enough of them here that I think I can. So I have 23 first cousins, and I know the girls would probably be more interested than the boys, and there's 16 of us girls. So I think that I could maybe make something for the majority of the girls in the family. But I just wanted to get your opinion on what I could actually do with them. And like with this one, because it's so, I obviously would have to use like the bottom half, so I couldn't use this as a journal cover. But I could do something else with it. So anyway, if you guys have any ideas, please leave a comment below letting me know, and a link to maybe where I can find an instruction on how to do it, but you don't have to. If you don't have that information, that's fine. But anyway, also I just wanted to send out good well wishes to all of the people I watch in Australia and all my Australian viewers. My heart goes out to you guys with all those fires. I feel so bad for you. I mean, we had it with California, but nothing like what you guys are experiencing, so I'm really feeling for you guys. Anyway, so yeah, so let me know what you think. And I will see you next time with block number 9 on the Crazy Quilt. And I have one more junk journal to do for those friends, and then I should be done. Okay, guys, see you later.